episode of Meet Houston. What an amazing show we have for you all today. I am your host, Mika Diamond.
And I am your co-host, Miss Chris Bryan.
And I am Leticia B.
Man, and I'm so excited about today's episode. Last week, oh my goodness. So let's talk about last week's conversation.
Blended families.
Blended, just the blend.
Just the blend.
Right, in relationships with children. So let's talk about that because we had so many different scenarios. Chris opened up about her experience. So let's talk about what we talked about in the last episode.
I just shared that it's important that as a parent and as a person that's out here dating in these H-Town streets, communicate with your children as well as your future spouse. It's important.
I believe so, too. I believe so. And what do you feel, sister?
Yeah, like I said, I totally agree with Chris, and I think communication should be done early on so that you're not just dating the significant other, that your kids are dating them as well at a certain point.
Yeah, I believe so. I definitely agree with both of you because I think communication is just, it makes it so much easier prior to getting in these situations where you have to think on your feet.
Right.
You have to try to fix it.
It gets messy.
Absolutely.
Very. That's a good word
messy.
for it. Blending families can be messy, so communicate early to alleviate the mess.
Yeah. and alleviate the mess. Right? So one thing that I want to talk about as well is that do you feel like women are opening up too soon to introducing their children to men, and that's why we have some of these issues that we're having today with finding out later on that their discipline is a little bit too much discipline?
Yeah, I think that's always going to be the problem.
Yeah.
If you don't get to know that person before introducing them to your children, and when I say know that person, I don't mean just know them, like I said, when it's good. Know them when it's bad, and know their temperament, and know how they handle adversity. Then it's easier to transition them into introducing them to your kids because you know, even in a heated situation, this man is mild-mannered. He conducts himself accordingly. But if you haven't experienced that, you don't know what his go-off is.
Yeah, right. And until that incident.
Right.
And then it's too late.
And then you're going to be like, Tisa, let's go outside. Let's go, So you to avoid having to go outside, figure it out. Figure it out early.
I know, figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out. So we definitely all agree on that. So I have to ask you guys something before we get into today's Rose Bowl Chronicles. We have some things that's happening right here in the United States. And there are a lot of people who are feeling a certain type of way.
Yeah. I am one of those people because I, for myself, watched last month with the BLM, the Black Lives Matter movement. They had Fort Knox around the Capitol building. But people were just allowed to walk in and take over.
Right. So let's talk about what it is. So what actually took place on yesterday?
I'm gonna let you go ahead and handle that because, like, I had that conversation with my daughter. I myself don't look at everything. I don't look at it. I'm called to do something else. Everybody is called to do certain things, but I am aware of what's going on.
Yes.
So I wouldn't be the best person to explain everything, but I know what I do see. It ain't cool. And what it really does show is that Black lives do truly matter. And look, we're showing you why we are not treated the same.
Yes.
Exactly.
So what
Privilege.
happened? Right.
Yes, we showed the privilege.
So what we're speaking about is what happened at the Capitol on yesterday. And
protesters stormed the Capitol building.
Right.
In 2021.
In 2021, like how is that even? If you've ever been to the Capitol, then you know there is so much security that you're on pins and needles before you even enter the doors yourself, and you're just going to tour the Capitol. But there are a lot of people that are in an uproar, and I'll be honest with you, I am one that I'm in a position now where if there's something that I can't control, I'm just going to pray about it and keep on kicking.
You know, after I saw it on the news, and I saw it on my social media, and then I saw it in a couple other places, I was like, that's not even my business.
Right.
And I stopped focusing on it because at the end of the day, that don't have anything to do with me.
Yeah, and and sometimes you have to take a stance for, you know what, my mental space can't even carry something that I can't control. So if I can't control it, the best thing for me to do is just to pray for it, pray about it, pray for the land, the people who are getting ready to be in a really significant position within the month of January, and just pray that, it all works together for the good,
Right.
as what God says.
Give it to
And,
God.
yeah, and not have to dwell on it too long.
I mean, there's people that's going to address that.
Yes.
Because that's what they're called to do. And I think that's what we all need to understand. What is our role in the entire
Yes.
situation?
Right.
And it's like my daughter, she called me up this morning because she has anxiety
Yeah.
about it. And I had to sit there and have a conversation with
Yeah.
her to explain what everybody's role is. And your role, that's not your role
Yes.
right now.
Right.
And she said, what happens if it happens to me? What do I do? Because she come from another culture,
Right.
another generation, and she wouldn't respond like we would
Yes.
respond.
Right.
And I said, well, if you don't know how, I said, pick up the phone, call me, and I'll walk you through it.
Right,
Right.
right.
Yeah, that's basically how
But
it is.
that's all you
but
can
it's
do.
anxiety right now.
Yeah. And you have to have these conversations, even with young adults, because we are, and I don't want to get too far into this conversation, but there are protocols.
Yes.
And regardless
Yes.
to how we feel about what's happening, this is that's happening is not new.
No,
It's just being publicized.
right.
And it's about
It's something,
time
yeah.
their foolery is being publicized.
Yes. Yes. So you just
about
have
time.
to take the
Overtime.
proper protocols, and there are things that you need to do. And so hopefully, prayerfully, that people who are in a position to educate those who are younger,
Yeah.
the younger
Right.
generations,
Yes.
those like myself who don't know what's the proper way.
Right.
What is the proper way for me to make sure that I make it home safely? And for the young men to make sure that they make it home safely as well. So hopefully somebody who's watching this episode will say, you know what, I'm going to take the lead and I'm going to do something, even virtually, to make sure that even though I'm in a blue uniform,
That part.
that
part.
I can help those who I want to make sure that they make it back home to their families.
If it's a unified fight
Yes.
and not divisive, divided, then we can get some clarity.
Yeah.
The reason that it's so confusing to us is because it's one America on this
Yeah.
side and one America over here.
That
And
sound like Civil
that's
War
not
to
these
make it.
United States.
That's Civil War to make it.
Yeah.
It's treason what they did, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you look at the term, that's treason, federal offense. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, they were coddled and babysat and their
Yeah.
hands held and ushered out of the building with the most patience. And I didn't understand that at all.
Imagine what our new president,
Mm.
imagine how he feels that they were so easily able
Mm-hmm.
to get in the Capitol. Imagine how he feels as far as his safety. Like, are you guys going to let them in any other time?
Right.
Right.
And think about it, what that says to other countries.
Yeah.
Foreign countries that we're not in alignment with.
Yeah,
That gives them the idea that they can just walk in on our
Absolutely.
Capitol building and take it over.
absolutely.
Not a true fact at all.
Yeah.
We're looking at another 9/11.
Absolutely.
Right?
So, as you can see, we have a lot to discuss today on this episode, and this was not
Even
even the
the topic.
rose.
No.
But hey, we have to address
Absolutely.
it,
When
right?
you meet Houston,
This is
we
it.
meet Houston
That's
where
right.
they are.
Absolutely.
This is what happens.
Absolutely. So, you guys make sure that you stay right there. When we come back, we got some Houston fun facts and what's happening in the city.
Are you having child support issues? Are you going through a divorce? Are you going through a custody battle? I know that your family, children, and property are very important to you, and having to navigate through the legal system is probably one of the most difficult experiences you will have to encounter in your lifetime. Please call the Jones Law Firm at 713-222-0196. The Jones Law Firm is committed to helping you in your time of need. Call 713-222-0196 to schedule a consultation today.
Welcome back to another episode of Meet Houston. Y'all, I have a great fun fact for you. If you didn't know, the Houston Rockets have changed their uniform to the Love You Blue. Do y'all remember the Oilers? They're rocking the baby blue for 2021.
Is it going to change their season, though, is the question.
Now that part, I don't know. Let's hope this uniform brings them a little bit more luck.
Is it any significance for them changing to the blue?
Well, it's paying homage to
Okay.
the Love You Blue, which was the Oilers' original colors.
Gotcha.
So they're wearing the red, white, and blue for the year that they won. And then they're also alternating with the baby blue. It threw me off because I didn't even know that was the Rockets playing. I was like, who is this in this blue? And then I saw the rainbow colors of the Miami. I like I Love You Blue a whole lot better.
So what's happening, Miss Leticia B?
Well, hey, what's happening in the city of Houston from now until the end of the month? You're looking for something good to do, something fun that you can take the family, or even just a date night? Guess what? Right across the street, down the street, is Discovery Green. They are doing ice skating.
Wow.
Is it that time of year
It is
already?
that time of year.
I love it. I love it.
Wow.
I have myself never been ice skating, so I may take in Discovery Green, but I'm not too sure. I don't think I like falling down, and it's cold.
Ooh,
But listen,
you will fall.
I know.
absolutely. I took my niece. I wanted her to figure skate so bad, and I took her, and she said, "TT, my legs feel like spaghetti."
It
And I
does
said,
feel like
"Well, baby,
spaghetti.
I'm sure happy you told me that today because I don't have to spend no extra money."
Because it's expensive.
Yeah, it's
the uniforms
hard. Absolutely.
and all that. And then it's very difficult to balance on those blades.
Yeah,
And when you
being
fall.
cold.
It does hurt.
So that's what's happening in Houston to the
All
end of the
right.
month.
We're going to have to check it out.
Yeah, maybe we can go. Maybe we can go all three of us.
Yes.
So if you fall, I just capture your fall.
We're going to hold each other's hands.
And
we're
I'm gonna be
fall
on the
together.
sideline because
No. You coming out there with us. We're going to skate and fall together.
It was her idea. We'll be right back with the Rose Bowl Chronicles. Stay right there.
Welcome back to the show. We're about to go into my favorite part of the show. What is it, ladies?
The Rose Bowl Chronicles. Ooh, this conversation.
Yes. Tell us what's the topic. Lisa.
Oh my goodness.
Wait a minute. Let me.
She did. She put that on
Yeah, this is
Y'all
gonna
ain't
be
ready
heavy.
for this one.
This gonna be heavy. Let's see who's gonna be in the vein on this one. So, is there recovery after cheating?
Okay. My first question, because I got some. Are we speaking from the perspective of a cheater or a cheatee?
Both.
now. I think it's both.
Okay, so both of y'all done cheated before and both of y'all have been cheated on?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. We're going to have a full conversation today.
Now, I didn't say I was proud of it.
Well, I didn't say, I'm kind of proud of it.
Oh, so let's just start out with Chris.
Okay, start out with me.
So, Chris, you say you were proud of it.
I was proud because in my younger days,
The things we did when we was young.
there are some situations and circumstances that I got myself in, and I allowed myself to be cheated on, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Ooh.
All but 3 was the charm. The one thing that I learned is what's good for the goose
Ooh.
is good for the gander.
But
But
the
brother man,
but the
did
gander don't
not
feel
like
that
it.
way.
No.
No.
Our relationship ended
Look, I'm
after
like
I
this.
cheated.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, he cheated 3 times and I forgave him. Yeah, I call it foolishness. We live and we learn. But me as a woman, when our quote unquote men cheat on us, we have a forgiving heart. But when you cheat on a man, baby, he
Cut
done
you.
with you. He cut you off.
Listen, so I know of. Let's just get that straight. That I know of, I was cheated on in my first love. I know, it was heartbreaking. But these other ones, I don't know, I don't have any evidence that they actually cheated until after we were over with.
Was
Did
this
you
all
feel it?
circumstantial?
Did you feel it?
I didn't
though?
feel it after we were over with because we were over with.
What about your intuition when
Yeah.
it was
Oh
going
no!
was
on?
going on. That's what I mean.
I felt one. I
Okay.
felt one. I felt one, and I didn't have my hand. I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't. But that gut
That gut.
That gut ain't gonna never lie
would
to
let
you,
me
nigga.
sleep the entire night. And later on, I found out that was actually the night that they cheated.
That's how that intuition works.
Mhm.
It'll wake you up out your deep sleep and you're trying to figure out what's going on.
But okay, so recovery though
Recovery.
after cheating. Have you? Okay,
I think it's possible.
Okay,
I think it's possible, but both people have to want it.
absolutely.
Because if one person says, I want it, I'm sorry, I apologize, but the other person, okay, I accept it, but then in their heart they don't accept it, it doesn't matter. How long you stay together,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
Mhm.
So
I
both
agree with
people
that.
have to meet together and say, okay, yes, this is what happened.
Mhm.
are we going to move together and you're going to truly forgive?
Right.
Because if you're not forgive, you might as well call the quits right now.
And
But does recovery mean that we have to stay together?
But here's the
Well,
thing. I believe that that's a decision after
Yeah.
after you
have
play
the
out what
conversation.
has taken place, because I believe that if you are the cheater or been cheated on, you have to do a self-evaluation.
Yes.
Right.
And you have to understand, did I
Play
Did
the
I
fault.
cheat? No, did I cheat
Why did I
because
cheat?
of A, B, C, D, and E?
Okay.
Right.
Was I cheated on because I didn't do A, B, C, D, and E? And then you have that common ground conversation of, this is the reason why it happened. I can be responsible for my faults in it, and you have to be responsible as well.
But see, now you're talking about grown woman and man stuff.
True.
And usually when you're in that situation in that time, you're not even you're so emotional about it. So
Yes.
you can't think of it at
The
that
hurt
point
is
to
so
understand
fresh.
why did I do what I do, and this is why, you don't even think like that. You're just, what the hell just went on?
Yeah.
So to have that conversation, that is some maturity
Yes,
right there.
absolutely.
So I do believe when you're young, you're gonna mess up some stuff
Yeah.
when you're young. But as you get older, I think you should know, look, I don't want to be with you no more.
Right.
So ain't no need for cheating.
Yeah.
Right. Just
I'm
move
grown.
on.
I know what I want.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
not
need
in.
to cheat
Move
no
on.
more.
That's easy to say.
You think?
Well, most of the
but wait a minute.
older
Wait a
relationships.
minute. No, because there could be some other things tied in. It's a reason why you can't just call it quits. We know there could be children involved.
Right.
There could be finances involved.
Definitely.
If you cheat on me and I know I can't go out here and get my own house,
That's
I can't
true.
drive
That's
my
true.
own
You
car, I
stuck
can't
for a
take.
minute.
So
You
you
make you-
stay because you stuck.
You
Some
stay because
people
it's
do.
comfortable.
Is that a recovery though?
It may be a recovery for the person who know they can't go get.
I'm not. I can't
But
see
what it-
me
what it-
staying for the stuff.
But what it does, it makes you now a doormat.
Yes, for
Right.
sure.
And every time they
And that's
want
how
to
they
do what
see
they want to
you.
do it and whatever, they're going to just do whatever because they know you're not going anywhere.
You giving them permission to
You give them
walk
permission
all
to do
over
it
you.
all over every time. And that is a decision that you have
Yes.
to, as the receiver, whoever's the receiver, have to say, am I willing to continue to get walked over a mistake that I made because I can't do what I need to do right now.
Yeah.
I don't have the money, the finances, I have the kid. Am I willing, or do I just get uncomfortable and just respect myself and roll
Right.
out?
I can see the kids, but the finance is a problem for me. I think everybody needs to be in an independent situation to
Yeah.
where you don't allow somebody to mistreat your feelings and walk all over you
gotta
because you
think,
can't
Chris,
do different.
When you're married, sometimes your role may not be of the independent. You may not have that financial backing. to do
Or
it.
it's
No,
it
I
didn't.
can't talk.
But here it is. It may not have started out like that.
Right.
Yeah.
We're in a marriage. We're in a marriage. We love one another. We have just gotten to a place where we either dislike each other or one person is not being who they're supposed to be to me and I'm not being who I'm supposed to be to that person. Now I'm comfortable. You doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. And just because you cheated doesn't mean that I'm going to say it's over with. You know what I mean? There are
seen
different situations that happen. Let me ask you a
That's
question.
like that John Gray and Avatar situation.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I've
We're
seen
not even
people
gonna talk
make
about
it.
them.
No, we're not.
So you said it happened 3 times.
Yeah.
You stayed those 3 times.
I did because
So what was it for you? If it wasn't finances and it wasn't, what was it for you that
I
made
was
you
emotionally attached and I wasn't ready to leave.
stay? So
See,
that
that's
could
it.
be
It didn't
other
matter
people.
what he did.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's what I had come to the conclusion. It didn't matter if he cheated. It didn't matter if he didn't respect me the way I deserved to be respected. Because to be honest, I didn't respect me the way I deserved to be respected. I was still in a growing phase.
Gotcha.
And I'm honest and open enough to admit that. But those experiences taught me I'll never be in that
Exactly.
situation again.
So now you're in a healthy space.
Very healthy.
But for those who are staying,
Mm.
they're in the space where you were.
I'm gonna need y'all to get help. Seek help. I did. And it's sometimes you need to talk to somebody about your feelings, even if they're
Yes.
private, even if they're insecurities, even if they're things that you really don't want to share with others.
Yeah.
It's so freeing
Yeah.
Make a plan.
to be real with yourself. Keep
Make
it
a plan.
100 with the home team.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
if right now what you're feeling, you're not feeling like yourself, you're not feeling like you're respected, you're not feeling like you're not being treated the way you deserve, make a plan. If you can't just roll out right now, make a plan and then deliver towards that plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good advice.
Because you don't
That's good
deserve,
advice.
you do not deserve to be treated like a doormat and disrespected on a constant basis for a mistake that you may have made.
And not only that, but you have to be receptive of being open to communicating why the cheating took place.
Right.
And reevaluate. Because I'll be honest, in the cheating that happened to me, I had to do a self-reflection test on myself. Were you catering to the needs that he was speaking of?
Right.
Were you paying attention to the things and what his desires were? So in some cases, I had to say, you know what? I can recover in my relationship because there were some things that I had to open up and admit to myself that you could have done better.
Right.
Or you know that he was sharing these things with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have to be open to having that transparent conversation. I believe there could be recovery. You just have to be transparent and
Right. Is
authentic.
that transparent?
I think it's a growth
Right.
process.
And even
I
to
agree
the
with
point where you are asking that same question of yourself, why did you do
Yes.
it?
Right.
What has happened in your life at this point that you felt you needed to reach out? And that is a place where you take to grow in that
Yes.
area, whether you
Good.
grow in that marriage or that situation or you growing independently into another woman.
It's the growth for me.
Yes.
Yeah. And then make sure that you don't open up your business to everybody to have an opinion about
Yeah.
it.
Because that's where the problems come in.
Yeah.
You know, we could be working through something in our relationship and we're getting over it, but as soon as my
Yes.
sister knows or my brother knows or my auntie and they get involved, it's like those wounds have been
Yeah.
snatched back open
Yeah.
and exposed. And now we're trying to get back to recovery. So it's always
Yeah.
good to keep that kind of stuff between you and your partner.
And I always say, you never know when an experience will knock on your door. So be careful of making judgment of the things that happen with others.
Yeah, I just got cold busted in my judgment.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
I'm not ashamed to admit it. My sisters check me 1, 2, and 3.
So as you can see, we love our Rose Bowl Chronicles because we are authentic.
Yes.
We are transparent in our
Very.
conversations, and we try to make sure that each and every person who is viewing can see themselves or know of someone who
Right.
is and
In
can
our
get different
shoes.
perspectives. And if you need to be checked, like myself, on an occasion,
Unchecked.
like Chris,
Or check like me.
then you understand the process and when it's in love when
Right.
it takes place. So you
Right.
guys, we're gonna let you know how you can become a guest on Me Houston or advertise or even be mentioned out of the three of us on the next episode. So we'll be right back. Man, today has been awesome. And we talked about recovering after cheating. So you guys, ladies, we gotta tell them, the viewers, what do we feel in our closing remarks about recovering after cheating?
Okay, for me, don't mess over your for sure, trying to get more and end up with no. That's my closing remarks.
Isn't that a remark for you guys to witness?
Chris, I don't know about you sometimes, girl. But I'm going to tell you this. Here's my closing remarks. I do think there's recovery after cheating, but both parties, and I mean both, has to be open, willing, and honest with each other and then move forward together.
I do too, and I agree. I agree with you, and I also agree with you. I believe that you have to be transparent and be authentic with the reason why and what you're going to do moving forward.
Yes.
So before we leave, we got to make sure that we show all of the viewers how can they contact us throughout the week, because we all have some amazing things happening, and we want to stay connected. So where can they find you, Chris?
I am on the GMT platform Monday through Friday from 2 until 4 on the City Highlights. I'm here every other Wednesday at Meet Houston. And Chris Bryan on all social media handles.
All right.
All right, and I'm at Latisa B on Facebook, and on Instagram is _Latisa B, and you can catch me on demand on my show Overcoming Becoming and at Latisa B.
Man, we got some amazing things happening. I am Mika Diamond. I am the host of the Morning Tea Radio Show on GMT Radio. Make sure that you download the app on any of your app platforms, 90.3 GMT, so you can be one of our guests. You can view all of the shows that happen on our media platforms, and we would love to make sure that you stay connected with us. So we will see you on the next episode. Follow me. I am Mika Diamond. We'll see you next week.
Bye.